Are there any rules you follow in your daily life?
Yes, I follow a few rules to stay organized and healthy. For example, I always plan my day the night before and stick to a regular exercise routine. These rules help me manage my time effectively and maintain a balanced lifestyle.
Did you have to follow strict rules as a child?
As a child, I had to follow several rules, such as finishing homework before playing and being home by a certain time. While I found them restrictive at the time, they taught me discipline and responsibility.
Are there any rules you disagree with at work or school?
At work, I disagree with the rule of mandatory overtime without additional compensation. I believe it can lead to burnout and reduce productivity, which ultimately affects both employees and the organization.
Do you think rules are important in society?
Absolutely, rules are essential for maintaining order and ensuring fairness in society. They provide structure, protect individual rights, and help prevent chaos, making it easier for people to coexist peacefully.
Have you ever broken a rule?
Yes, I once broke a rule by staying out past my curfew as a teenager. While it was exciting at the time, I later realized the importance of rules in ensuring safety and trust within a family. One rule that I do not like is the strict dress code enforced at my workplace. This rule requires all employees to wear formal attire, such as suits, ties, and polished shoes, regardless of the nature of their work or the weather conditions. While I understand the importance of maintaining a professional appearance, I find this rule unnecessarily rigid and uncomfortable, especially during the hot summer months when wearing heavy clothing can be quite unbearable. The main reason I dislike this rule is that it does not take into account the practicality or comfort of employees. For instance, my role involves a lot of movement and physical activity, and wearing formal attire often restricts my mobility and makes me feel overheated. Additionally, I believe that productivity and professionalism are not solely determined by what one wears but by the quality of work and attitude. This rule, in my opinion, places too much emphasis on appearance rather than performance. When it comes to how others feel about this rule, opinions are quite mixed. Some colleagues agree with me, finding the dress code outdated and uncomfortable. They argue that a more flexible approach, such as business casual attire, would be more appropriate and conducive to a comfortable working environment. On the other hand, some employees, particularly those in client-facing roles, support the rule, believing that formal attire helps create a positive impression and reflects the company's professionalism. As for whether I have followed the rule, I must admit that I have, albeit reluctantly. While I do not agree with the dress code, I recognize that it is a workplace policy, and adhering to it is part of my professional responsibility. However, I have occasionally tried to find ways to make it more bearable, such as choosing lighter fabrics or more breathable clothing within the boundaries of the rule. In conclusion, while I understand the intention behind the dress code, I believe it could be more flexible to accommodate the comfort and practicality of employees. A more balanced approach would not only improve morale but also enhance productivity, as employees would feel more at ease while performing their duties.
Why do you think rules are necessary in society?
Rules are essential in society because they provide a framework for maintaining order, ensuring fairness, and promoting safety. Without rules, there would be chaos, as individuals might act solely in their own interests, leading to conflicts and injustices. For example, traffic rules prevent accidents by regulating how vehicles and pedestrians interact on the road. Similarly, laws against theft and violence protect people's rights and property, creating a sense of security. Rules also help establish social norms and expectations, which guide behavior and foster cooperation among individuals. In educational institutions, rules ensure that students have a structured environment conducive to learning, while in workplaces, they promote professionalism and productivity. However, for rules to be effective, they must be fair, transparent, and consistently enforced. When people understand the purpose behind a rule, they are more likely to follow it willingly. In summary, rules are the foundation of a functional society, balancing individual freedoms with collective well-being.
How do rules in schools shape children's behavior?
Rules in schools play a crucial role in shaping children's behavior by teaching them discipline, responsibility, and respect for others. From a young age, children learn to follow routines, such as arriving on time, completing assignments, and respecting teachers and peers. These rules help instill a sense of order and structure, which is vital for their academic and personal development. For instance, rules against bullying create a safe and inclusive environment where all students can thrive. Additionally, school rules often mirror societal norms, preparing children for adulthood by teaching them how to navigate social expectations and responsibilities. However, it's important that these rules are communicated clearly and enforced fairly. When children understand the reasons behind a rule, they are more likely to internalize its value rather than simply complying out of fear of punishment. Moreover, schools that involve students in creating or discussing rules often see higher levels of engagement and cooperation. In essence, school rules not only maintain order but also serve as a tool for character building and social development.
Should rules be the same for everyone, or should there be exceptions?
While rules should generally apply to everyone to ensure fairness and consistency, there are situations where exceptions may be necessary. For example, workplace rules might need to accommodate employees with disabilities by providing flexible working hours or specialized equipment. Similarly, schools may adjust rules for students with learning difficulties to ensure they have equal opportunities to succeed. However, exceptions should be based on legitimate needs and not favoritism, as this could undermine the credibility of the rules and lead to resentment. In some cases, cultural or religious practices may also warrant exceptions, such as allowing time off for religious holidays. The key is to strike a balance between maintaining the integrity of the rules and being compassionate toward individual circumstances. Transparent criteria for exceptions and open communication can help ensure that adjustments are perceived as fair and reasonable. Ultimately, while rules provide structure, flexibility is essential to address the diverse needs of individuals within a community.
How do rules in the workplace affect employee morale?
Workplace rules can significantly impact employee morale, depending on how they are designed and implemented. Clear, reasonable rules that promote fairness and safety can boost morale by creating a positive and predictable work environment. For instance, rules that ensure equal opportunities for advancement or protect against harassment make employees feel valued and respected. On the other hand, overly strict or unnecessary rules can lead to frustration and demotivation. For example, rigid attendance policies without flexibility for personal emergencies can make employees feel unsupported. Additionally, when rules are enforced inconsistently or favor certain individuals, it can breed resentment and reduce trust in management. To maintain high morale, organizations should involve employees in the rulemaking process, ensuring that policies are practical and considerate of their needs. Regular feedback and open communication can also help identify and address any issues related to workplace rules. In summary, well-thought-out rules can enhance morale, while poorly designed ones can have the opposite effect.
What are the consequences of breaking rules in society?
The consequences of breaking rules in society vary depending on the severity of the violation and the context in which it occurs. Minor infractions, such as breaking traffic rules, may result in fines or warnings, serving as a deterrent to prevent future violations. More serious offenses, like theft or violence, can lead to legal penalties, including imprisonment, which aim to protect society and rehabilitate the offender. Beyond legal consequences, breaking rules can damage an individual's reputation and relationships. For example, cheating in an academic setting can lead to expulsion and long-term harm to one's career prospects. In the workplace, violating company policies can result in disciplinary action or job loss. Socially, breaking rules can lead to a loss of trust and respect from peers, making it difficult to rebuild relationships. However, the impact of rule-breaking also depends on the intent and circumstances. For instance, someone who breaks a rule to help others may be viewed more sympathetically than someone who does so for personal gain. Overall, the consequences of breaking rules serve to uphold order and reinforce the importance of adhering to societal norms.